Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do, it is going to be a new one in my ranking series. Today I'm going to be ranking all of my face palettes. So in this series that I do every summer, I already have bronzers, blushes, and also highlights. So we're moving over to face palettes. This is anything where I have two or more of a category in. So some of them are duos, some of them are trios, some of them are face palettes, but I don't have any just bronzers, just blush palettes, just highlight palettes in this video. So I will leave my ranking series playlist down below if you'd like to catch more of these, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome. So I always start off with an outfit of the day. So today I just have on my Target shorts. These are pink shorts from Target. They're some of my favorites. I just bought them also in gray. Oh, and then my shirt says the one where we root for Green Bay. I'm not entirely sure when this video is going up, but I know it will be when football season has commenced, which I'm really excited for. I'm a huge football fan. I'm a huge Green Bay fan. And I actually had a subscriber, Amber, send this over to me, and I'm just really excited about it. I love Friends and I love Green Bay, so this is great for me. I just finished filming this eye look. This will be my members exclusive video for this month, so this will be going up again over the weekend, or if it's already up, I will have it linked in the cards, though you do need to be a member to my YouTube channel to watch that. So I do an exclusive video every single month voted on by you, and this month it was for a palette bingo using the Michaela and Glamlight Pot 2 collection, so I was very intimidated to do a palette bingo with that. But we made it through, and this video will be going up shortly if it is not yet already. Also today is hair washing day, so really excited for that. But I've just been sitting here filming a few videos, and I really wanted to get up my next one in my ranking series. So for this one, I am going to be going from 16 to 1, my least favorite to my top favorite, but I believe I have 19 total in this video. I just have a few of them grouped together. But I feel like that's pretty good. At the end of the year, I always do a makeup declutter, and I feel like especially last year, I was very ruthless with my face palettes because I don't use especially really large face palettes anymore, like blush palettes with 8 blushes in them. I'm just not reaching for them. So when I was going through my collection, I was like, this is pretty good. Like, I feel pretty happy with this, but still, there's some coming in at the bottom here. So starting off at number 16, I also kind of had that feeling of, oh, I do still have this. I still have this from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 4 from, what is my hair doing? This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 4 from Hourglass. I'm not sure which year this came out, but here it is. Here she is. This is a palette that I really have never been able to get into, and I've wanted to so badly because so many people rave about the Hourglass finishing powders. They rave about the bronzers and the blushes, and I'm like, I want to love this one so much because I feel like everybody else does, and I just couldn't see the hype with it. And I feel like I kept it around through so many declutters because I was like, one of these days I'm going to get it. It's going to click for me, and I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna be at the popular kids table, but I'm still not. Like, I'm still not there, so I had to put it in at the bottom. I mean, my palette looks pretty unused because I just had such a hard time getting into it. I think the most used product in here for me would be the bronzer, and I just love bronzers. So this is one that I look at and I'm like, huh, still sticking around, huh? At number 15, I feel very sad that I didn't love this one more, but it literally, like, I can see dust on it, so that's how you know. But this is from Il Makiage. This is the collaboration with Carly Bible. I just didn't necessarily vibe with this. There's a bronzer, there's a blush, and then 2 different highlights in here. The blush is a little bit too much of a hot pink for me. It's not necessarily a blush color that I reach for very often. The bronzer ended up being too light for me, and again, there's 2 highlights. One's a little bit darker, one's a little bit lighter, and I just have not been wearing highlight as much recently. I don't have highlight on today. A lot of times if I'm trying to get a glowy look, I do it through either like my primer, my SPF, my bronzer, or my blush, and I'm not reaching in for highlighters all that often. But I don't know, some of the layout, it was so large for just 4 face shades, and again, it was more of like a coloring thing for me. Like, it just didn't match me the best. The formulas though didn't necessarily blow me away either. So again, like you saw, like, there's literal dust on my palette. I have not used it in so long. Next up, I'm bummed about this one too because, again, this goes into a shade matching way. This is their Bloom Bronze and Glow Sunrise. This is a bronze and highlighter duo. So again, the bronzer ended up just being like a smidgen too light for me, and I felt like when I would blend it out, it just, I couldn't really notice much happening on my face. And then the highlight, again, was pretty, but it was a little bit too light for me. I'm just not reaching for the highlights all that often. Neither part of this cream formula was like, wow, but this is so amazing. I want to keep using it and I'll like make it work. Or I do have some you know, bronzers, especially in my collection, that I think are a little bit light on me, but I'll use them first and then I'll kind of build up with another bronzer if I like really want to. But with this, I tried it a couple times and I was like, I just feel like I'm not really getting any sort of payoff with it. Could be because they're just too light for me, but again, the formula didn't knock my socks off. But I have more from Jouer coming up. Just that one in particular wasn't really my vibe. Then at number 13, I have from Pat McGrath. This is the collab with Bridgerton, and this is the, does it say what this is? The Divine Blush and Glow Trio, Love at First Blush. So inside we have 2 blushes and a highlighter. Purchased this one myself. I don't watch a lot of TV shows or movies, but I do love Bridgerton for, well, season 1. I love season 1 of Bridgerton, not so much season 2. So I bought the eyeshadow palette, I bought the face trio that came out, and I will say out of here, I really like the middle blush, and that's about it. I mean, I knew what I was buying when I bought it, and I knew it probably wouldn't fully be to my preferences, but I still really wanted it, and it was like, it might blow me away, like it might just happen. But again, this blush is a little bit too much of a hot pink for me, and the highlighter was just fine for me. Again, saying I'm not wearing highlighters the most recently, but if I can find a good highlighter, like I'll pop it on. But that one to me, I was like, that's okay. So out of everything, I was really just reaching into the middle shade, and for how expensive the palette is to really only be using one product, for me doing my personal ranking of how much I'm using these products, how much I love them, how much they get thrown into my travel bags, etc., this one definitely has to come in towards the bottom. At number 12, I have this Midi palette from Ofra. I have not heard a lot of people talk about this, but this is a really nice palette. So this one is the Midi palette in light, and I'm pretty sure I have a, like I got this before it was actually released, so I don't have the shade names on the back, but I have them pulled up. All right, so in the face palette from Ofra, we have the Key West Contour, which is a taupe neutral, the Star Island highlighter, one of my favorites, an ivory pearl, and then we have the Isla Madora bronzer. I'm not sure I said that correctly, but that's a light sunny bronze. And mine is in light, which actually worked out pretty well for me. I wasn't sure if I would need the light or the medium, but the light works pretty well for me. I really like this palette, and I like that we have a contour, a bronzer, and a highlight, that you have like the 3 different shades. It's not 2 blushes, it's not 2 highlighters. I like having 3 different categories in here. I don't necessarily contour as much lately, so I don't know if that's why, but I decided to rank it just a little bit lower, or kind of coming a little bit towards the middle here, because sometimes I just forget to use it, and then whenever I do pull it out, I'm like, wait, this one is so pretty. And it's also really nice to travel with. Like, I'm not super afraid of breaking the shadows or anything like that. I like that it has the little mirror in here. Again, you can use, and I have used the contour as an eyeshadow shade. The bronzer isn't necessarily my favorite tone for a bronzer. It's almost a little bit too warm for my personal liking, but Star Island in the center here, beautiful highlight from Ofra. But it's a really nice palette. So again, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one, but I feel like they're pretty good. At number 11, I have from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the Nudegasm face palette. I feel like starting from 11 to 1, I just had the hardest time ranking them. And then from like 5 or 6 to 1, and then from 3 to 1, I was like, this is actually much more challenging of a video than I thought that it was going to be. But from Charlotte, we have a 4-pan palette here. So you have a contour, a bronzer, and then 2 highlights. So I decided to rank this a little bit lower because the 2 highlights just don't really hit it for me. Once again, not wearing highlight all that much, but even just both shades, like, it's just like not really doing it for me. I don't know, but I do really enjoy the contour and the bronzer. I'm just also not contouring as much these days, but the bronzer is really beautiful. And sometimes I mix the 2 of them together. I think it looks pretty. I like the packaging on this. I like the little bit larger palette. I like that you have a nice mirror in here. These 2, if I didn't love these 2 shades, I feel like I would be pretty sad because I believe I purchased this one myself. I don't get a lot of PR from Charlotte. Every once in a while, she sends something. I'm actually trying her Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer today. I have a first impression on my Instagram, which is March Beauty Word, and also my TikTok, which is by Samantha March. But it is more of an expensive palette. I like that it's heavy and it's like beautiful. Like, it has at least that going on for it. I just do wish that I really liked even 3 of the 4 shades instead of just 2 of the 4 in here. At number 10, I have from Jouer. So this is my newest, one of my newest face palettes to me. This is a duo. This is their Blush and Bronze Powder Duo in the shade, or in the palette cool. What am I trying to say? In the tone cool. It's the end of a long filming day. This is my third video, so here we go. But inside we have a bronzer and also a blush. I have this in a recent Get Ready With Me where I am testing makeup that I received in PR. Again, I just placed it a little bit lower because it is so new to me, but I really like the Jouer blush duos. I also really like the bronzer duos. I have a feeling I'm going to be getting on with this one as well. The bronzer, again, is still a little bit on the light side for me. I like the blush. I like that it's a little bit more cool toned and a little bit more of this poppy pink. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Dior Rosy Glow blush in pink as well. So I like it. I think I'm going to end up really enjoying it, but again, it's one of my newer products. I haven't tested it out too much, so I felt putting it at number 10 was a good spot to come in. At number 9, I really went back and forth with this next one from Charlotte Tilbury, but this is what we ended up on. So this is one of her on-the-go palettes, and it drives me crazy that there's nothing on here that tells me what this is, but I want to say it's in the like Pretty Fresh, because I feel like it has a name that's similar to a name with ColourPop and their Pretty Fresh line. So I think that's what this particular one is, but it's hard because there's also multiples that came out of these kind of on the go with the cream sticks in here, but I believe, again, this one is Pretty Fresh. Again, I will have everything linked down below, but inside you do have an easy eye wand. So I went back and forth on if I should include it, but then it does come with the easy lip and cheek wand and the easy highlighter wand. So I was like, you know what, I am just going to throw it in here. So again, you have all cream products in here, and you have this blush and highlight. You can also use this as a lip product. I have just used it on my cheeks. Now this retails for $75. I did get this one in PR because I would have a really hard time paying $75 for the 3 products. You don't get caps on them, so you do have to put them back in here, otherwise they will dry out, and that did kind of drive me batty at first as well. And then you do also have the easy eye wand. I will say I use this a lot though. Now, if I had paid, especially full price, $75 for it, would I feel the same way? I am unsure because that didn't happen, and I did receive it in PR, but I do feel like it's something important to point out that that price tag really, I was like, I don't know, man, because even if I just wanted to wear the eye wand, I then don't feel comfortable throwing this into my bag. I feel like I have to put it in here because there's no cap, and then I have to bring the whole thing with me. Now it is very travel friendly. I took this on my trip to Hawaii. And where did I go after Hawaii? Oh, when I had a staycation at Resorts World here in Las Vegas, I brought this as well because, again, I get multiple products in here. I really do like the shade of the blush, but the easy eye wand is honestly what really stands out to me in here, and I use that quite a bit. I will take, like, especially if I'm traveling, I often take my Life's a Draft palette with Ofra Cosmetics, and I'll put like a little purple or some of the bronzer from the face portions in there. I'll put that on my crease, and then I will put the Charlotte Tilbury Easy Eye Wand on, and then again just use the blush. I have used the highlight out of this a few times, just not wearing highlight the most, but I get more use out of this than I originally thought that I was going to. I still just wish it was a little bit different in design, but I get the concept around it. But I feel like I've had like a love-hate relationship with that one, but again, we decided it's been confirmed. Number 9. At number 8 from Natasha Denona, I really enjoy her little duos here. These retail for $19. They might have gone up in price to like 20 or 21. I think Natasha's, now a lot of people are raising their prices right now with inflation, so I believe I've seen Natasha do that as well. But this one is the Rose Glow Cheek Duo. So you have a cream blush and a highlighter in here. So I purchased this with the, which palette did this come out with? I can't remember which palette this came out with now, but I purchased this one as well. I just really like these little minis. I like that they come with a mirror. I have another one where I thought of pairing these together, but I honestly really like the other one that's coming in at the top of this video. But I like that you have the cream blush, and I don't even mind that it's mixed with the powder highlight. I feel like I haven't had any issues with it. I believe this was the one where some people were saying they were getting hard pan right away on the blush. I really haven't had issues with that, but I usually use like a duo fiber brush, and I feel like that's pretty handy to pick up a cream product like this. The blush to me is definitely the standout. The highlight I don't like as much as the blush, but oftentimes if I'm still reaching for the duo, I usually just go for both just for funsies. But again, I really like these. I would definitely check them out from Natasha, especially over her larger face palettes. Like the duos to me are really the way to go. At number 7, I did want to include my Sigma duos together, and I'll just kind of rank them as I see fit. But One of my newest ones that I got, this is the Sigma and Alice in Wonderland collection. It should already be out by the time this video is up. This is their newest collection, but I am wearing the blush today. Again, I just totally spaced to do the highlighter, but the blush in here is so beautiful. I actually was filming just a little, oh, I think it was like a book review for my TikTok, but I was doing my makeup at the same time, and someone said, what is the blush? And so I did a whole separate video just showing me applying the blush from here because it is beautiful. Like this mauve tone blush I think is simply gorgeous. The highlight in here is also really beautiful. I really like these duos from Sigma. They come out with a lot of them in their collections, and I get excited to see what they're going to be every time. So really enjoying the Alice in Wonderland. I do have a full video up on the full collection here on YouTube that I can link it, but I also really enjoyed the Berry Glow. I couldn't remember when I was doing the Alice in Wonderland video. I was like, was it the Cinderella duo? It was the Berry Glow. This one I think is so stunning as well. Again, kind of in the same family of the mauve tone blush, but more on the berry side, of course. And the highlight in here is that beautiful champagne. This one, I feel like I'm gonna end up liking Alice in Wonderland just a little bit more than the Berry Love, but the Berry Love has been what I've been enjoying for a long time. And then we do also have the Cinderella. So this one has more of like an orangey, like an orange peach blush, I would say. And then we do also have a really stunning highlight in here, a little bit more on the lighter side and a little bit, just a little bit more pinky as well. But these duos, if you can find one that, you know, works well for your skin tone, a lot of times they do sell these individually with their collections as well, but the quality in here is also super nice. And number 6 is some more from Jouer. This is the Champagne and Macarons face palette. It is getting so dark. My lighting is probably looking great. Oh, it's 7 o'clock? How did I get to be 7 o'clock? I have not eaten dinner. I ate dinner at like 5:30. So this is the Champagne and Macarons. No wonder I thought it was getting so dark outside. Wowzers. Okay. So in here, you can tell that this palette is obviously very loved. You have a bronzer, which I've hit pan on. You have 2 blushes, a shimmer and a matte, and then you have a highlight. I've had this palette for a long time and I really enjoy it. Obviously the bronzer is a favorite of mine. Like I said, I like the Jouer powder products especially. I've hit pan in my bronzer duo as well. To me, if this would have been the bronzer, the matte blush, and the highlight, I probably would have ranked it even higher. I just don't use the shimmer blush all that often. I think the matte blush is especially pretty. Highlighter is nice in here too, but obviously the standout to me is the bronzer. I don't think this palette is available anymore. If I'm wrong, I will link it, but I feel like I've seen it out of stock, but it was beautiful. Really enjoyed this one. We are getting into the top 5, and at number 5 from Iconic London, this is the Rose Glow Duo. This was a total off-the-cuff purchase. I was on the Sephora website placing an order and this popped up. It was like, look what's available now, and I was like, I'll buy it. And I ended up really enjoying it. So you have a really beautiful glowy blush in here and then also a stunning highlight. This was one that I bought it when I was really not getting in, like I really was not wearing highlights a lot, and I was like, I can't stop wearing this highlight either. It's so stunning. Every time I pull this out, I just think it looks so beautiful on my face, so easy to use, so easy to blend. I just think it's beautiful. I'm so happy that I ended up buying this one. And then at number 4, this one is a total shock to me because I give Nars a lot of heck sometimes for coming out with repeat products, but then I get reminded that they do it because there's people who love their products, continue to rebuy them, continue to use them. They're their staple products. Because when I started trying this little face duo right here, this is the Summer Unrated Blush and Bronzer Duo. It has the Orgasm Blush and the Laguna Bronzer. Stop me if you've ever heard those shade names before from Nars, but this is beautiful. The Iconic London I travel with quite a bit. The Nars, I actually pulled this out of my travel bag from my staycation, which I still have not unpacked from, but I mean, just a matte bronzer and a glowy blush. Like, it's beautiful. The formula is nice. I like that there's a bronzer and a blush in here. I even kind of like that there's not a highlight in here and you have the glowy blush. You have a nice mirror. I use this way more than I thought that I was going to, and this was one where I definitely had to like bite my tongue on giving Nars some heck there. Moving into the top 3, again, this was very difficult, but I love this one so much. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. This is a face duo that I just continually reach for. I cannot believe I have no pan in here, especially on the contour side. I really can't believe it. This is considered a contour. It is a little bit more cool toned in shade, but I think it also makes a beautiful bronzer. It's just so natural and so easy to use and just so stunning. And the highlight is one of those that it's not super blinding. It's much more of that lit from within. It's even beautiful on the eyes, just for a little pop of something. Like both of these, this makes a really quick, simple, easy eye look, which is probably why I love it as well. I love multi-use products, and this is one that I just continually go back to, continue to love. Every time I wear it, I know it's not gonna play me. A lot of times about Charlotte, I say she has products that make it like your skin, but just a little bit better, and I definitely think that about the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. And number 2, I mentioned I love the Natasha duos, and the other one that I just love the most, this is the Bronze and Glow. Again, I bought this for $19, and I love this one so much, and you can see like my highlighter even looks kind of abused. No lie. I mean, I bought this years ago, and I still continue to love it. It's been through so many declutters with me. This goes in travel bags, so it's like, look how tiny and perfect it is. And then the bronzer is so beautiful. It's kind of more of that, what she call like the blush toned bronze or something along those lines. So it's almost kind of like a duo purpose product. It's just something about this. I just can't part with it. I don't know why I'd want to. I still use it so often. Like I said, it comes in travel bags with me, and you can see like I'm pretty light-handed when it comes to my makeup, but this is a messy little duo right here, and I love it. And then at number 1, again, I had a hard time, 6 through 1, 3 through 1, but I was like, you know what? This little stack here from Kaja Beauty, I have raved about this on my channel. Again, this was one that I bought a little bit on a whim when I was at Sephora one day, and I was like, I don't know, I'll just get that. This is their Play Bento blush and bronzer. There's also a highlighter, but this is an 01 Butter Up. I mean, if you can't tell that I love the bronzer, this is a cream bronzer in here. I hit pan on it because I use it so often. It's so easy to use, so natural once again. You also have a highlight in here, which is quite stunning. And then we do also have just a really beautiful matte blush. There's a little mirror on the end. Again, this is so easy to travel with. I love, like, I wanted to put this in first because again, you get 3 different categories in here. You have the bronzer, you have the blush, you have the highlight. It's so stunning. I've used this highlight for an inner corner and brow bone highlight as well, which is so beautiful. But I just love how like tiny and compact this is. I loved that there was the cream bronzer. This was really when I was like very much into my, which I still am, but like I was really into my cream bronzers. And I feel like if this would have been a matte bronzer, I don't know if I would have been as hyped to buy it, but since it was the cream, I was like, I have to get it, and clearly I don't have any regrets here. But out of these Kaja stacks, their eyeshadow stack, the face stacks here, I just think they have really nice quality products, and I've enjoyed trying more and more from Kaja. So after that, that is it. That is ranking all of my face palettes, my duos, and my trios. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you would like to see next. Now that we are moving away from cheek products, do we want to see foundations, concealers? Do we want to get over into that? Just let me know what you want to see, and I will continue to do this ranking series. But I am off to finally eat some dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.